Well, we took care of 2 units on light. I didn't even get started into it, any of it. But then again, this whole series is just an introduction. Our transition here from light to sound, as I told you before, that these used to work on sound, and now TV tuners, changer, channel switchers are all done with light. All right. What is light and sound all about? It is called the electromagnetic spectrum. The electromagnetic spectrum is very, very, very complicated. On here is everything and anything that deals with light, sound, radar, sonar, ultraviolet, did I say? Yeah, microwave. It's all the different parts of light and sound. Each piece of sound, look right there. See it? That's all light is. Light is just one little narrow band. And then all this other stuff, my goodness, it's all full of all the other things we come across in our everyday living. Well, let me put this up here. I got this from a very good friend, the kid's dad. I saw this and I said, oh, could you get me one of those? See, we're talking about asking. And he gave me this. Now, it's not, just take a look at it. These are all the frequencies. There's a word we'll get to someday. These are all the places that radio stations are to be. Not only radio stations, but military, the weather, police. There's even the word paging on here. This is every frequency in which radio and television and everything you can think of, everything that comes to our eyes and our ears is what's on these, what's shown here on the chart. Now that's awesome. There are so many different things out there. Now, let's see, where's a good place to start? Got a little radio here. Do you remember, there's the radio. Do you remember this light? Now watch, or even listen. We got a microphone sitting here right there, so you can really hear what's going on. I'm going to turn on this radio. Radio station. Now, kids, if you turn this down to the lower numbers, like the 5s, now listen what happens when I bring this light next to the radio. Awesome. Fluorescent lights. Dimmers. Turn your lights brighter and dimmer, lower. Shavers. Appliances in the kitchen. They make noise. Sometimes you can pick up lightning. We happen to have a little storm flying around here, and that's the lightning being picked up. You know, if you're afraid of lightning, this is a good way to even get more frightened. Listen how many times you hear it click. Oh, no, it's been 50 flashes in 20 minutes, Now, you have to get one of these, any kind of radio, but get down to the 5 numbers. The other number at the other end, they're what, the 14s and 16s, see, the 16s? So stay down at the 5 end, and you'll be able to hear such things as the fluorescent lights go around and say you're the official light leaker sound detector engineer. You go around and see how many objects in the house are leaking electrons and photons. You know, when you turn the radio on, your ears don't hear every radio station. I like this. My son gave this to me one year, and his wife. It looks like a computer, mouse, but it's not. It's a radio. And on here is a word that says scan. So I get it going.
Their favorite country songs to it.
Well, so what? Ah, these are really neat. This is a real nice, convenient little thing. They have a lot of these in automobiles. The Scan. The idea is it picks up the loudest radio station. And the idea is it will pick up, you know, the ones that are close to you. So when you're traveling down the highway, you know how you take your mind off the driving, you go over here and you start working on the radio, and pretty soon you're coming off the road. But these little scanners help you find the loudest radio station. This is really adorable. And that's his antenna, of course. All right, so with a radio on low number, you can pick up all the sounds in your house that you never knew was there. And with the tuner, the scanner, you can pick up the loudest stations that are around. And you can always take a fluorescent light. Regular light bulbs, you might want to check those. Yeah, but if you got dimmers, as I mentioned, that make the light go down and up and all that stuff, you need to check that too. But what's awesome is that all of this, let me just get rid of this one here. We don't need to go back to it, but let me just explain the fact. See, all this on here is all the different places in which sound comes from. Now, we need to know something about the different types and different things about sound. And I have found, let me clear the table, one of the best things that I have found to illustrate this. I really got to clear the table for this. I'm going to move your microphone. About the only thing left on my table at this moment is this. This is the toy. It has got to be one of them. Let me get this down here. This is one of the greatest toys. You know, I just did use it for a pointer. You know, you could also take your broken radios that have the antennas. You know, take them out, take them apart, and you can use them for pointers. Okay, I'm always looking for things that people throw away. You know what this is. Don't you know what these are, kids? Don't you know what this is? This is the Slinky. Oh, the Slinky is great for showing and learning about sound. I have definitely stretched it, right? Sound travels in waves like this. Now, when sound travels in waves, it can go this way, like waves in an ocean, or let me pull this up real tight. I hope my clamp holds. Usually I have a kid hanging on this thing. Usually the kid lets go of it. I get thrown halfway across the room. All right, now I'm going to let go of just one. You get a real good close look at this, and you should see the wave going past. In other words, watch. Here we go. Let me pull it tight again. Watch. Watch for the wave to come through here somewhere. Wait. See it? Now let me stay right there. Let me make this thicker. Now I'm going to let some of it go. You can see it better, can't you? Let me change it again. Make it even thicker. Now I'll let one or two go. Look. See it up here? It's not getting very far, is it? Slinkies are great for teaching about sound. Okay, and we'll say this is thicker than this, which is thinner. All right? Sound travels much better, or the Slinky bounces around, makes a lot of noise when I stretch it out. When I keep it nice and thick, and look, I don't even hardly hear it. And it doesn't go anywhere. Now, do you know how that fits in sound? Can you relate that to sound? For example, is it a question of the thickness that sound goes through determines what you hear? Yep. Can you yell underwater and be heard? Very well. Not too good. Can you yell out in your front yard and your mother yells from the kitchen, what do you want? Or you're out in the yard playing and your mom yells, time for dinner. Or come in the house, it's getting late or something. You always have no trouble hearing her. Well, maybe you do. You don't want to come in so you don't hear. You say, oh, I didn't hear you, Mom. Air allows the sound waves to go through very well. When it comes to water, then the sound has a lot of trouble going through. And when you turn on your computer, you are working with telephone, sound, going through wires, and you can take a look at my email. That's what this is here for. If you have any questions about what I'm talking about or information about other units of study, you can reach me through the American Online. And that's the way you type it out. You don't type the word email. But those of you in computers know what I mean by that. And yes, I have a website. You can contact me through the website also because the website is hooked up with the email. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can get into that. Now let's get back to this slinky here. Remember what I said. If you stretch this slinky out, see, you can see no trouble at all. The whole thing's bouncing around. See it? Now let me make it thicker. Now watch. See, it's getting to about here. See it? So sound does not travel very well through solid material. Wow. Isn't that neat? And yet, you know, I don't know if you've got in your area, these people play, they turn their car radios on, and boom, 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 the whole house shakes, you know. Now what do we got there? Certain sounds travel even better. Low sounds over high sounds. And we'll get into that in the lesson number 4. But anyway, what we're talking about now is the fact of the thickness. Now, certain things, let me see. I can see, well, let me get one wave. That's one. See it? What is a wave? A wave has a crest. If I was to stop it right there, it has a crest, and then it fades out, and then it comes up the other way. Now let me do that again. See it? There's one hill right there.